I took a break, I know, but I'm back, okay? I'm gonna be covering 10 spots you can do with DOOMFIST using the tech Super Jumping. Super Jumping is a tech that involves punching into a void spot and having an upward slanted geometry that surrounds the void spot. Like in this situation, the London taxi's arse cheeks, then releasing your punch. You'll know if you did it right if you gain some serious air. You'll be able to gain some more distance from certain spots by combining it with a movement key. I'll end up posting a more in-depth and updated explanation of this tech in the future, but I have an older and slightly shittier video explaining it more in depth if you are confused. On the contrary, if you're still with me, let's get into the spots. The example spot I showed on King's Row was actually one of the first super jump spots I ever knew about. Position yourself in between the tree and the vehicle, then charge and release your punch. Make sure you do not jump as you're charging your punch, as this can affect the point at which you hit the void spot. Spot number 2 is another fairly common one on Dorado. The gap in between these trees is just right for it to class as a void spot. Charge your punch, jump, and then release your punch. The jump before allows you to get a lot more height, but technically makes this spot just a void spot, not a super jump spot. You're able to do a normal super jump by not jumping whilst charging your punch. However, that won't gain as much height. The third spot is a cheeky way to engage onto the backline at third stage Havana. Come around to the underside of the bridge and wedge yourself against the plant and the wall, facing the bridge. And it'll give you just enough height for a very unexpected and flat slam angle. This one is on the trickier side to pull off, but it can be useful if you can get it right. On Busan Sanctuary, come around to the inside of any of the 2 grey puppies. Aim into the gap, charge your punch, then release your punch into a turn punch toward the right, or to the left if you're doing it on the other gargoyle. The turn punch grants you just enough height for a slam onto the sniping spot. I'd recommend a Zaya bubble for this next one here. Punching in between this rock and the skinny tree will send you into orbit. You can be the judge of whether that's an advantage or disadvantage depending on your rank. There's a very strange void spot on the first high ground of Temple of Anubis. Wedge yourself between the sculpture and the stall, then punch into the gap in between them. Though it looks like you will most definitely just punch the wall, do not be fooled, because it sends you into absolute orbit. Spot numero 7 is right at the beginning of Hanamura attacker's spawn. The gap between the wall and this weird machine thing, which I'm not entirely sure what it is. I've never stopped to properly look at it. What is it? Punch into the void spot, then turn punch to the right as you release your punch, otherwise you'll bang your noggin on the platform. Then you can slam onto the high ground. The next spot is on... Wait, what is this map doing in here? Coming around to the outside of this ledge and punching into this void spot can grant you just enough height to land a slam onto the high ground, if you perform it at the right angle. I find angling it slightly to the left works the best for me. Spot number 9. Stage 2 Nambani Offense. Position your crosshair in between the wall to the left and the jeep. Release your punch and turn punch slightly to the right, just to give you a better angle of the high ground. You will run into one annoying part about this spot, and that's annoying as fuck. The final spot I will show is a second on Dorado, because I was running out of brain capacity. This is another one of those spots where you have to jump before releasing your punch. So technically just a void punch, alright? I'll change the title to 8 super jump spots, calm down. Jump and release your punch in between these cacti and you'll slide upwards. That was my Blizzard notification, by the way. I don't know why you looked at your computer.